What's up, fellas? We got the doctor in the house today, Dr. BOA. What's up, brother?
What's good with you, brother? Good to be here, man. It's been a long time coming, man. Been a long time coming.
Yeah, man. I see you've been grinding over there, man. You built your channel up, man. You remind me kind of like my boy Kevin, man. You just plucked along, plucked along. You just kept grinding. Slow. Your channel was slow to get going, but once it caught that momentum, man, you done took off and you done ran with it, man. I like to see brothers like that pay their dues. A lot of sometimes guys get lucky; they don't have to pay those type of dues, but you paid your dues for years, man. One of the brothers I've been seeing over here in the Manosphere for years, along with Black Ram, my brother Black Ram, and stuff like that, pulling along, struggling along. Now you getting good views, making all that good money, man. Now you really the doctor of the Manosphere, brother. I just want to salute you, brother, for your grind, paying your dues, man. And for all the young guys out there, BOA is a perfect example of what happens if you pay your dues, stick with it, stay on the grind, man. Don't give up. Some of you guys want overnight success. You want it just like that. You want to be able to put up a YouTube video, and then after you got 3 videos, you want millions of views. You guys got to understand it's a grind. You put your work in, and things will pay off if you put your grind in and you believe in what you're doing, bro. Speak to the young fellas on putting that time in, brother, paying your dues to get to the success you at today.
You know, the thing about success, man, is it doesn't have an expiration date.
Mm-hmm.
So I remind guys all the time, man, I give Steve Harvey a little grief, man, for the way he handled his bras, but, that's another thing. But as far as his hustle, his grind, you got to respect that where he came from.
Mm-hmm.
So I remember hearing that brother say one time, man, he didn't buy his first car in his name until he was 38, bro. And now you look at him 20, 30 years later, man, boy sitting on, about 9 figures, man, doing it big, well respected. And I just said, man, you can't set a date on it. It's kind of like getting in shape. You can't set a date on it because once you get in shape, you're just going to keep up the routine anyway.
Right.
So, you just get on the grind, man. You stay on the grind and you don't even know what success is because we never reach it.
Right.
If you thought you were at your ending point, bro, you'd have been quit by now.
Right, bro.
We just keep growing, man. So just never give up, man, and make sure you pick something that you got a passion for because there going to be some days, man, when you're going to be doing it. Ain't no money going to come from it. Ain't no accolades going to come from it. But you got to do it just because you wake up every day, man, with a desire to do it and be the best at it.
What led you, what had you focus on that desire? I knew what got me, I had no intentions on being a dating coach, brother. I just was just looking at YouTube and that black pill stuff was just getting bigger and bigger, and I can't take this crap no more. You got a bunch of men just complaining on YouTube, and that's what led me to start my channel. I had no intention on ever becoming a YouTube dating coach or whatever, guys want to classify me. What led you to become the Dr. BOA? What inspired you to get on YouTube, brother?
It's kind of the same principle, kind of similar to yours, man, but I was hearing content, and I was like, damn, these guys, they hate women. Like, women so complicated to deal with. Now, you just got to deal with them for who they are. Like, if you deal with a woman for who she is and never believe that she's not that, then, man, you got that shit. So I said, man, let me just let these guys know that you put a little bit of pimp principles in this shit. And what the main pimp principle is, they all got whole in them. So you can't ever look at any one woman and say, well, no, not her. Now, there's different levels of it. All of them ain't going to go out there and just get like that with everybody, but they all got it in them, and you don't know who they're going to be like that with. So you figure out what you can do with them, and you do that with them, and as long as they do that, you keep them. When they can't do that no more, you drop them and move on. So I feel like, man, that angle was missing because it was either, go chase the women and love them and bow down to them, or, man, forget them bras. You know what I'm saying? Wasn't no middle ground, and I was like, damn, there's a bunch of boys out here, man, don't either ain't going to get no loving because they weak or don't want no loving because they mad.
Right, brother. Yeah, good points, man. Good points, brother. So, like a guy like you, always been good with women and stuff like that, brother. What led you to become red pill? Because one of the things that guys who are good with women, guys don't understand how we became red pill. I'll let you tell how you became red pill, and then I'll say how I became red pill. I want you to explain yours first.
Man, I think I officially crossed over when I was 7 years old, man.
Oh, man.
Because, just being young, you know how it is. Now we know better.
Right.
But when you're young, they think when you're 3, 4, 5 years old, you don't understand nothing that's going on. And you're soaking up everything like a sponge.
Right.
And I just remember my uncles and all them, man. Like my uncles was pimps, man. They real live pimps on the turf. They thought they were cleaning it up around me because they were trying not to cuss a lot. But man, they were dropping stuff on me. And of course, I didn't understand it all at that point, but I retained the information. And man, I saw all this transpire, man, with my own mom, bro. I saw mom while she was married to my dad. I just saw all this transpire, man. And I was like, I just couldn't overcome the concept that, wait a minute, if she could do it to my dad, then like all of them could do it. Like I just never believed. You know how it is, man. Whatever relationship you develop with your mom. Now, don't get me wrong. I love my mom to death. I see her whenever I can. Right. You know, I take care of her. I pay all her bills. You know what I'm saying? So it ain't no love lost because I appreciate that because it kept me out of a lot of heartache and a lot of bullshit that men get caught up in, man. So I think I officially crossed over at 7. Now, did I fully embrace it at 7? Nah, I knew it. But of course, I still had to have my bumps and bruises where I really had to test the water and see if they were all like that. And around 12, I figured it out, bro. I was done at 12, bro. That was it for me.
Wow. What led me, guys, is when I started, like, I wasn't doing this on purpose, so I don't want y'all guys thinking I'm a scumbag. But what would happen is I would deal with women, and then just me paying attention to their movements, I would find out that they had boyfriends. Specifically, in my early 20s, I had one girl came over my house. We had sex. And then maybe like an hour after she left, I'm calling her and stuff. She can't answer the phone. And she texts me back. Just like, maybe I was like 25, 26, something like that. So like in my mid-20s and stuff like that. And I'm like, why this girl can't answer the phone? Why you gonna text me back? She texted me back because she had a boyfriend. And so I hit her back and I'm like, do you got a boyfriend? And then she just put LOL. And I'm like, but you just came over and had sex with me. Let's fast forward about a year later. I'm dealing with another chick. She don't answer my phone. She giving me head. She go in the bathroom and call her boyfriend. I go up to listen to the door like this here, and she talking about she out with her friends. And I'm just like, now I was a late bloomer to the red pill. Obviously, like everybody else, I saw little stuff with women along the way. But this, when you sleeping with another man's girl and she on the phone lying to him, it just make you like, well, goddamn, when you get a girlfriend, what the hell is she doing? You know what I'm saying? So that's how I got red pill. Obviously, I saw other little stuff earlier, but that's cement in my head. I'm like, you can't trust these motherfuckers at all, man. Do you?
And that's another thing, man. I dealt with a lot of women. Like, I'm gonna be honest with you, bro. And I'm not proud of this, man, because you know I feel like it kind of tainted my spirit a little bit, man. But man, like 60% of the women I've dealt with in my life, man, in a relationship with other men. Right. Like it's like they get in a relationship. They don't even play hard to get. Like, they chase you. Like, they come at you, man. I'm like, shit. If you got to pick a side, I'd rather be on this side than that side.
And to this day, brother, any girl that's in my rotation, when I'm kissing them, when I meet them and greet them and I give them a kiss, all that go through my head is that girl who was giving me head, and I'm saying to myself, she probably went right home and kissed her boyfriend dead on the mouth. And so when the girls I date come over, I'm like thinking to myself, I don't say it to them obviously, but I'm saying to myself, your ass better not been goddamn sucking no dick. You know, I still, because it like scarred my head to see that. So do you think there's any way a man could trust a woman, brother?
You know, bro, I almost feel like, man, as a matter of fact, I don't almost feel like, I believe, man, like you got to be an imprint, man. Like you got to catch her untouched. That's the only hope. And that's not guaranteed because we live in a society where, you know, any woman can be tainted, man, if she's exposed to the right thing or the wrong people, or the wrong thing or the wrong people. But I think, man, that's your only opportunity, man. Like she just has to not have another man, you know, tied to her energy-wise, man. Otherwise, you just can hang it up, bro. You just got to keep doing what we do, man. You know what I'm saying? Have a few on the team, man, and rotate them out when they're not useful anymore.
I literally, brother, I literally don't. It's better for me to just stay red pill instead of anything remotely purple pill, because once you red pill and you understand their nature, it's best for you just not to even care if she's dealing with other dudes. Because right now, if I was to get in a relationship, I'll show so many insecurities because I could never trust a woman because I know their nature too good that I would just ruin the relationship anyway, right? Because one thing I said is we always for years have thought men that was very insecure, like jealous, and those were the guys who was red pill the most. Now that I know, I'm like, they was the most red pill guys because they understood female nature to the T that they couldn't be trusted. That's why they acted like that because they knew. And so like I look at that now, like I look back on the guys who was like real when I was young, the guys who like didn't trust their woman. I used to think back then, damn, that's an insecure motherfucker. Damn, that's a jealous motherfucker. No, that's a red pill motherfucker that probably shouldn't be in a relationship because he understands that these motherfuckers can't be goddamn trusted. And maybe he experienced something like that in his youth with his parents or whoever he grew up with seeing some infidelities going on and stuff like that. So it's just amazing how things evolve and stuff. But like with me, I honestly, brother, don't think that there's no way a guy like me. This is what I think. I think like if a man decides to go purple pill, he gonna have to just let some shit slide. That's how I think, brother. He just gonna be like, you know what? I know she gonna be a woman from time to time, and can't no purple pill man tell me that from time to time you don't see your woman doing some sneaky shit that you just know that shit don't add up, but you just know like what? Just let it slide. I'm just not even gonna unless I catch a red-handed. Yeah. I'm just not gonna worry about it.
Yeah, that's where the 80-20 rule come in at, man. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
20% of the shit you just gotta let it slide. You gotta pick your poison.
Right.
And then some of that shit you just gotta say, okay, I ain't gonna pay no attention to that. But me, man, I feel okay, that's okay. I could do that. But why would I be in a relationship with a broad and do that? I gotta do that whether I'm in a relationship with her or not.
Right.
So what's the purpose of me tying myself into that? Because what's gonna happen, if you're a real man, if you're a man's man, it's gonna start making you feel like you're selling yourself short. You know what I'm saying? Like, why am I giving a woman access to me and the life I can provide and the guidance I can provide and everything else? And you know, and I got to play the 80-20 rule. Nah, man, I can just be a bachelor man and have me a rotation and or stable and just run it like that, man. And now I do believe that it may be possible to put, of course, to put one as what pimps call your bottom chick. You know what I'm saying? Right. You got your main chick,
right?
And you know, if anybody could ever slide in that position, then it'll be her. But what can she do to get in that position? You know what I'm saying? Like, what can she do to say, okay, I'm gonna leave everybody alone. It's gonna be me and you, Charlie.
Right.
I don't know what it is, bro.
Right. I just think women have just a natural ability to just have a safety net somewhere. I just think like if this goes bad, I got plan B, C, D, and E. You know, I just think they just naturally that way, they wired that way to always have something in the background. I just think that's what it is with them a little. I think it's a little insecurity on their part that they like, hey, if this guy goes, I got Marvin or I got Joe, stand in the background. Let me ask you this, brother. Do you think a woman is capable of loving a man for himself, period? Not what he can provide or, just him, the guy that he is?
Man, I think that's possible. You got to grow up with the chick, man. Y'all got to be grow up together, children together, go to high school together. That's your girlfriend in high school, your girlfriend in college. Like y'all got to have a bond almost like y'all are the same person. You know what I'm saying? To where y'all know each other's history. Because we meet a chick right now, man, we don't know nothing about her history other than we start her history from the time we meet her. So we don't know what happened before that. But if you knew her growing up, man, and your family know her family and all that, man, y'all almost got to be like family. And that's the only way I think you can do it, man. And, to be honest with you, man, brothers like us, man, we ain't finna grow up with nobody now, bro. We way past that point. So I just don't think it's possible, man. I think men hold on to this hope that I think niggas watch too much TV. That's what I think. I think men watch too much TV like women do. And it creates this fantasy world where you believe there's got to be at least one woman out there that you could do that with. And I just don't know any men who have, man. I know men who've been with a woman for a year, think she a gold mine. I know very few men who've been with a woman for longer than 5 or 10 years, man, who think she a gold mine. They just stuck in marriage with her.
Let me ask you this, because this how I think about that situation. I want to see what you think about this. I think that a woman is never about the dude. I think it's about the way the dude makes her feel. that she falls in love. And when he stopped providing whatever that, that feeling that he's been providing, the love leaves. So I don't never think that it's me per se. I think it's whatever that maybe I'm not providing financially, but I'm providing, mental stimulation or something that engages her. Maybe she likes my charisma, or maybe I know how to sweet talk her or whatever, engage her intellect. But whatever the situation is, I don't think it's never about me, the person. I just think, and I think men are like that too. I think the love is just based off of how somebody makes you feel. Because if it was about that person, I honestly believe you couldn't fall out of love, because the person is the person. So if you fall out of love, theoretically, then you just fell out. They're not making you feel the same way they once did. So because the person is still the same person. Like if you love me, by that example, then you could never stop loving me, because I'm still the same guy. So the only reason you would stop loving me is I'm not providing that same feeling as I once did, for whatever reason. A lot of guys get comfortable, whatever the situation may be. A man get booty whipped, and then he start putting a woman on a pedestal. And I tell guys this: once you pedestalize a woman like to date up, and the second that she feels like she's the higher value in the equation, she loses attraction. The woman has to always feel like you're a greater value than her. And what happens, BOA, when we start to fall in love, we stop checking our woman. We stop doing what we did at the beginning when we was dominant, because once you get booty whipped, you get weak. And once you get weak, you stop taking control like you once did. You start letting shit slide. She starts coming over to your house. You tell her to be there at 5:30. She starts showing her ass up at 6:15 now, and you don't say anything. You letting stuff slide. And a woman wants you to keep her ass in check. She wants a man to keep her check. Women don't want to run wild. Women want to be submissive. They want a man that's gonna put them in their spot. They don't want to lead. And when you start letting shit slide and you stop taking control and being that dominant figure because you booty whip now, that's when the love leaves. What you think about that, BOA?
Hey man, I agree with you 100%, man. See, I think with the control thing, women are afraid to be in control. Because women have a fear of failure. As men, we do something, we fail, it don't work, bam, man, we bounce back, man, to do something else. We keep it moving, because as men, we're wired to do that, we're taught to do that. We're pretty much taught, man, if you don't do it for yourself, you just out of luck.
Right.
But women, man, they just don't want to fail, man. That's why a woman to keep beating her head against a class in college, man, is killing her, man. She barely passed it, man, but she ain't finna change that major, man. She just keep beating her head against that wall, man.
Right.
So they don't want to be in control. And when you put them in control, they feel like you're trying to make them fail. Like deep down inside, they're like, well, okay, he wants me to do something that I can't do. And there's a certain look that a woman gives you when she feels like you're gonna let her control you, because she knows she can't control anything, and she's gonna stop respecting your intellect first. And then she's just gonna start looking at you differently, man, because you're a man who's willing to accept anything. And we know how women are. You give her an inch, she's gonna take 2. You give her 2, she's gonna take 3. Give her a driver's license, she want to fly space shuttle. And men don't understand that, man. You got to keep your gaiters on her neck. Yeah, she may cry and moan about it sometime. Well, you're not nice to me, and you're not. So you got to mix it up and know how to romance the broad sometime. When she deserve it, but you never can allow a woman to believe that she is the prize. It's just prize transference.
Right. We
go into a situation, I'm the prize, I run this, the woman come to your crib, you might have another chick in there, man, cooking lobster. And she like, this how you live for real, man? And then when you get to the point where you lying to her about you ain't got no woman no more, and she catches you in your lies, it's over, man.
Right.
Like once a woman senses that you're afraid of the consequences of whatever she can do, she look at you like a child at that point, man. Right. It's over at that point.
And you brought up a good thing there when you said that indecision. Guys got to understand that's a feminine trait. And so when you put the woman in the leader role and you want her to make the choices, it's like you being indecisive. And so you want her to put her in the masculine role and you in the feminine role. You guys need to understand that in a relationship or dating or rotation or whatever you guys do, that you always have to be the man and you have to be decisive. When you start talking about something, well, I don't know, what do you think? That's how women carry on. Men don't carry on like that. Men have a plan. This is what we're going to do. And then she could follow you because you're decisive. Could y'all imagine the president getting on there and he talking something. Well, I don't really know how we're gonna handle this, and we really don't know. You want a president that's he leading. He need to get out there and put a plan that makes you real sure that you can follow him and trust him. If he get out there sounding like he don't know what he talking about, and I think this maybe it's a bad example with Joe Biden up there. He can't remember half the stuff he supposed to say, but we'll talk about that another day. But you want a man that's decisive with his leadership, not somebody who don't know what he's doing. Let me ask you this, BOA. Why do you think simping is at an all-time high, man? With all this red pill, all these channels, all these outlets, you got YouTube, TikTok, most of us got Instagram, we on social media, but we got men these days that are paying women for bikini pics on OnlyFans, and the girls are not even showing anything. They're basically showing you the same thing they were showing you on Instagram for free until OnlyFans came along. Yeah, you got some girls over there doing some stuff, but by and large, the big girls, the big names, they over there doing bikini pics. And guys are over there, these girls are making 6 figures a month. And this is me not hating. I'm not taking them from the women. Make your money. So I don't want y'all thinking I'm hating on the women. Hey, make your money. I'm just talking about the guys with this simping at an all-time high. And you would think with all this red pill knowledge floating around all on the internet that it wouldn't be at an all-time high. What you think about that, the BOA?
Man, bro, I think most of these guys are simply afraid of backlash from women. Like you got guys, man, and I hear you say this sometime, man. You got guys who sit and listen to red pill content in their car because they can't listen to it in the house.
Right.
You got guys who they listen to it, then their woman come in the room and they flip to something else, man, like they're watching fishing or something like that.
Right.
And when you live like that, man, you just want a woman that's gonna present femininity to you. Because if you in a world like that, that woman ain't present no femininity to you. She present all masculinity. Right. Controlling the scenario, like you just said. And as men, regardless of how masculine your woman is at home, you need some feminine energy from a woman. And so these guys are reduced to going to places. Now, you could go watch some porn or something, but that ain't the type of femininity that a man needs when he got a woman at home. He needs some soft, sensitive femininity that's not just, your femininity ain't watching a woman get sexualized by another man. That's not. We don't want to see that. Right. But so they go, man, and they got a woman who she show him a little bit, probably talk to him sweet, man, do whatever. And those guys are so starved for anything feminine that they just go there and get it, man. And they look at it and say, man, $10, $20, $30, whatever they charge, man, it's nothing to get. And here's the real problem with that, bro. When these guys do that, they're still not satisfied. Right. So then you have these guys that go to sites like Seeking Arrangements. And now they're making arrangements to actually pay women. They tricking. They paying women to come through and give them favors. And they setting up monthly and weekly arrangements with these women, bro. I think the problem is, man, that men are out here and they think women are just so, they think they're down here and the women are way up there and they think women are unattainable. So a man is still a woman looking at him, staring at him, shit can wink at him, blow a kiss at him. He still won't sit into it because he just feel like, no, man, she just too beautiful, man. I can't do it, man. I mean, guys are beat down by a society that suppresses masculinity, and guys like us are called narcissistic. We hate women, right? We're women bashers, and all of these things. And guys like, whoa, I don't want any of that smoke from these women. And that's what it is, bro. They can't bring themselves to believe that they're above women, and so they just bow down and do whatever woman want them to do. Man, I know a chick was making $1,000 a week from one dude for sending them feet pictures, bro. Now she has some pretty toes, man. I told her pretty, but if I was a toe sucker, I'd have put them in my mouth, man. Right. Man, and this was when she was in college, man. She was a freshman in college, man. And just one dude, man, was sending her $1,000 a week, man. Just every day he wanted her to take a picture of her feet when she put her shoes on, man, and send them to her. Man. I said, man, you got to be kidding me, man.
Damn, boy. I'm gonna tell you, I look at it like this, BOA. I think, and this is an important lesson for all the guys out there to understand. With the age that we living in today, y'all guys, most of you guys, y'all watch Kevin Samuel's show. You see how delusional women have gotten. Kevin Samuel had women over there that are 5s at best. Talking about they want a man that makes $500,000 a year and da. And what I'm telling guys is I think the simping is at an all-time high, and I think it's gonna get worse, is that women these days, it used to be 80-20. I think it's got to be somewhere around 90-10 or 95-5. 90% of women are chasing that top 5 or 10% of dudes, and the guys at the bottom are getting left like just scrapes, like just just nothing. And so this is what's causing all this simping. And what the point of me telling y'all, you guys, this is just so more important for you guys to become the best version of yourself, because as social media gets bigger and then you got TikTok and you got this now, I only see it getting worse. That's what I see. I think that if you're a guy in America and you guys watch Kevin Samuels show, you see these women that are 5s at best. Kevin said average at best. These women are 5s at best, talking about they want a man who make $500,000 a year, doctor. And so the point of me saying all that is, if you're a guy who don't have that sexual market value, this is going to lead you to simping and leading with your wallet, because you got 5s who thinking they deserve a high value man. Everybody wants a man that makes 6 figures, and I'm like, y'all. And the first thing Kevin points out is only 10% of men make over $100,000 a year, and now you got all these women wanting those guys. So, guys, it's more important. If you want to get some booty going, it's because I think it's only going to get worse. I don't, as good as a service as Kevin Samuels is doing to the community, I think those women hang up the phone with him and they still have that pea-brain thought in their head that they want a man who make $500,000 a year. They talk to him, and then as soon as they get off the phone, I don't think he changed their mind not one bit. I think when they get off the phone, they like, screw him, I still want a man who make $500,000 a year. Regardless of what he said I rank, this is what I think I deserve. So, guys, it's more imperative that you guys become the best version of yourself. This is what women are just going to be. Everybody wants a high-value man. Nobody wants a normal coming man who works hard and make 50, 60 grand a year. And so this is going to lead you to want to go on OnlyFans or lead with your wallet or try to buy a woman and stuff like that. You need to be like the BOA, got on this purpose, got on this grind. And now he's in that top 10% of guys to where he can pick and choose, right? And if you guys want to be that, it's imperative that you get on your grind and work hard, or you're going to keep having to pay girls for OnlyFans to see a butt cheek. Because they ain't even doing that over there, BOA. What you got to say about that?
And let me say this. Mm-hmm. And here's the thing. I know some of you guys are going to say, well, now I got to be a beta male provider. No, we're not telling you to provide for anyone.
Right.
We're talking about this is just the way the world is. If we could change it, we would. Trust me.
Thank you.
We can't. This is the way the world is. You have to put yourself in a certain bracket. I like to call it a visibility bracket. You got to put yourself in a certain visibility bracket to where, like, women see you. If you want women, they have to see you. Right. And here's the thing. If they're looking for a certain thing and you ain't got it, they're not going to see you.
Right.
That's just the reality of it. So, so if you pull up in something nice, man, women are going to see you. Mm-hmm. Okay, don't pull up in there nice. If I ain't got to cater to the women, don't get laid.
There you go.
But this is just the reality of it. It sucks that it's got to be this way, but you got to get on your grind, man, and put yourself in a position to get the things you want. If you want to build a business, you put yourself in a position to get the things you want. You want to get in shape, you put yourself in a position to get the things you want. If you want to get laid by beautiful women, put yourself in a position to get the things you want. That's all it is, man.
Facts, bro. Let me ask you this, BOA. What is the best way a man could get a woman to respect him? Because most of us guys, if y'all guys deal with women, they are testing from the onset. And a lot of guys done talk crap about me because I like to, I like female companionship. And I tell guys all the time, ain't nothing wrong with female companionship. Female companionship is great if they respect you. See, that's why I sit and tell guys, if your friends don't respect you, you ain't gonna want to hang around your friends. And if a woman don't respect you, you ain't gonna want to hang with no woman. And so female companionship is a good thing. It's a lovely thing if she respects you. I want to know, what's the number one way the BOA gets a woman respect?
Check it every time. Every time. I'm talking about 50 times, I'm not going to check it 49. I'm going to check it 50. I'm talking about from the first conversation, man. I just recently had a conversation with a chick, man. This chick from the past, man, that I really don't want to knock her no more, but she got a bad little friend, man, and she sweetened the pot for me and said, man, they want to, mix it up with me.
Right.
And boy, when I saw that little friend, boy, she was bad, man. But she had an attitude like she was bad, like she had been dealing with simps.
Right.
So, she was talking about, I want to see what I'm talking about, really coming at me, man, like I was a simp. What that mouth doing? What blah blah blah. I said, hold up, Charlie, let me tell you something. I don't know what you're used to dealing with.
Right.
But right here, you're dealing with a real man. You're dealing with an alpha man right here. So the only way this gonna go down, if you understand your place and your position is a position of submission. So y'all here to please me. I mean, your girl didn't tell you that. And so, of course, her initial response is always gonna be, well, you got the wrong one. I said, you know what? Yeah, you're right. I do. I said, hey, Shawty, y'all go find somebody else. I'm good. 5 minutes later, man, they hit me back. Okay, well, I ain't used to nobody talking to me like that, blah, blah, blah. In my mind, I'm saying, yeah, I know. But you're finna get used to it now if you're going to deal with me. Because if not, you can't limit yourself to one option, guys. That's the problem. You limit yourself to one option, and so you feel like, well, man, I mean, if I lose her, man, I push her to the curb. I got to get out here and find something. That's why you never just have one option, man. It empowers you to never have one option. Now, eventually you'll get to the point where if you got one option, you'll still act like you got other options. But for you young guys, you got to have another option in order to stand up like a man, like you got another option. Do that. Never limit yourself to an option, because once you limit yourself to one woman, it's going to be a tough thing for a young man to, especially if you've already touched her up. It's going to be tough, man, to just check everything. But you got to check everything, man, because women never forget.
Right.
They forget all the things you do that help them and benefited them and all that. They act like they don't remember none of it. But boy, that one time you let her disrespect you, she logged that one. The date, time, what you had on, what she had on. And every time you do it, she respects you less and less and less. Ask any man who has a woman treating him bad, and he'll say, well, it started, man. She told me shut up one time, and I ain't say that. Now she calling him a B and calling him out his name and everything, because he didn't check that one thing. Check it every time, brothers. If you don't, it's going to get out of hand quick.
And this is the thing, guys, what the BOA is talking about right here. If y'all guys got to understand this, and BOA ain't giving you no guarantees, and I'm not giving you no guarantees. Sometimes when you check a woman and you walk away, she might not come back. It's been times where I've checked a woman and, tell her, hey, go on by your business. And she ain't called back. You guys got to stand by that. Don't send me no email talking about, hey, that was 2 weeks ago. Is she going to come back, brother? No, you got to stand on what your principles are. She ain't acting right. All right? She might not come back. She literally might move on. You can't be afraid of that. You thinking that, you broke up with her or you told her and you thought she was just going to come back and apologize. Not all the time. Some women will just move on. And you got to be comfortable with that. So if you're a fraud, it's going to come out, because some women would not. I get these emails all the time, BOA, where guys watch my video about moving on when a woman's disrespectful. And then they tell me something, hey, I did what you said a month ago, man, and she ain't called back. She might don't call back. What you didn't do that to raise her interest or to get her to respect you. You did that because if she's not going to bring value to your life by bringing peace to your life, then her ass got to go. She is bringing, destruction to your life, stress to your life. You don't need that. So we didn't do that as a tactic, as a strategy to raise her interest or to get her to respect you. We did that because we're going to have peace in our life. If she comes back, then fine, she respect me. But that's not why we do what we do, and that's not why we check women. We check women because we are not finna let them bring death and destruction listen, we got to go out here, we got to work, we got to deal in the real world, we got to deal with all these stresses, right? The last thing I'm finna have, BOA, is some girl who's supposed to be bringing joy and be an asset to my life, coming over here, bringing her ass over here. I done just dealt with all these fools at work all day, getting on my nerves. And now you supposed to be coming over here bringing joy to my life, and you coming over here getting on my goddamn nerves. Oh, hell no. Now, I have to deal with that because I got to pay bills and stuff like that, right? We got to deal with the stuff that come on YouTube. We put videos up. You got clout chasers. You got haters. We have to deal with that. that comes with the territory. The last thing I'm finna do is have a woman coming into my life and bringing the same stresses that my job is bringing. It. So the guys got to understand, I want you to understand this, we don't pull back or leave women as a strategy to get her back. We do it as in either you gonna be on point or you not gonna be in my life. And this is why it's important for a man to have his life built the way he want to, as in not needing a woman. He got his purpose, he got his hobbies, he got his social circle, and a woman supposed to come and add to that. And if she don't, her ass is out. What you think about that, BOA?
Man, I couldn't have said it better myself, man. See, and you covered the man from the perfect angle. Guys think that this is something you do to make the woman act right. No, you do that to keep your life clean.
Thank you.
Regardless of what that woman does after that, you got to get her out of the midst of the kingdom you built. People like to say, well, how you a king without a kingdom? This is my kingdom right here. I'm sitting in my kingdom right now. Right. I built it. This is my domain. And if a woman gonna come into it, and man, she got to fit in like a picture on the wall over there. And if she don't fit into it like that, then I'm gonna change and rearrange and redecorate, and she gonna be out. That's why you do it. And if you kick her to the curb, you're doing it for good.
Right.
Now, if she comes back with the right mindset, then you give her another opportunity if you want to. I've had women come back, man, and say, well, but I just didn't like the whole energy of her, the way she did what she did, so I ain't even let her come back.
Right.
And the same principle, if that woman don't come back, fine. You just rid yourself and your life of a headache, man. And you gotta be willing to do that. You have to be willing to do that.
Now, bro, we in this red pill community, but we do got, I don't know if you got a lot of these, but I got a lot of guys who are religious. I got a lot of Muslim guys that accept the fact that they gonna get married. And, they very religious guys. Even some of my Christian guys that they understand female nature. They know they're gonna go purple pill because they want to have a family. Some for religious reasons. Some guys just don't want to live the rotation dating lifestyle. It's just who they is or whatever. What's your advice for men who are going purple pill?
Man, I say the only difference between your purple pill life and your red pill life is there's a woman in it on a daily basis. Now, it's going to be more difficult for you because you got a woman around you every day, so you got to be checking her every day. You can't slack on that. It's easy when a woman just coming over on the weekends. If I'm just talking to her on the phone, or I might, if she's a really good girl and shows some value, I might even FaceTime her sometime. But when you got a woman around in your midst every day, then it just enhances or increases the amount of interaction you have to have with her. So it's a job, man. So just be ready to do that. You can never stop working that job of maintaining dominance in that situation. You have to always dominate your situation with a woman. I don't care how much work she put in. That's why you have to create a reward and punishment system with a woman. Guys don't like when I talk like this. You can't treat a woman like a child. You have to. Like, you have to. She's a grown child. Of course, there are things a woman know that a child doesn't know, so you don't per se treat her like a little child, but your interaction with her, you have to give her reward and punishment. So even your wife, you got to give her reward and punishment. She does good, reward her. She does bad, man, make her sleep on the sofa. You know how these guys be getting put on the sofa? Man, if I had a bride, I'd make her sleep on the sofa, man. She do something on, like, you got to sleep on the sofa, night shot. You know what I'm saying? So that's just how you have to do, man, because you have to maintain that edge in a relationship. Because the moment you lose it, the woman will be manipulating you, or you don't even know you get manipulated.
I tell the guys like this right here. If I go rob a bank and I know the consequences of me going to rob that bank, so I can't cry and complain when I get 20 years in prison when I know the consequences of robbing a bank. And this is the same situation with a woman for all the guys who go purple pill. You know female nature. I can kind of understand the blue pill guy who's never been exposed to it. But if you're purple pill, that means you're fully aware of female nature and you decide to go do it anyway. So all I got to say on that aspect is you have to deal with your consequences. You have to deal with the fact that you might have 3 kids by this woman, and she decide 10 years in she want a divorce. She gonna keep the house. You gonna pay her alimony and child support, and that's just what it is. And there's nothing you can do about it. So all I say, guys, is for all my guys who gonna go purple pill or do purple pill, I have nothing against you. You can do what you want. All I'm gonna say on that is you just have to be, aware of the consequences and accept the consequences of your actions. If I go down the street and I punch somebody in the head, I can't, then act like, oh, yeah, you go to jail. And if you get married, you see the family court system. We have videos on YouTube. Every time I turn around, it's like one of these channels that doing celebrity or TMZ has always got some guy who's got to pay some crazy alimony, and he can't pay the alimony BOA, and and he's got to go in front of the judge, and he's trying to get the payments lowered because he don't make that type of money no more, and the judge don't really give a damn. Fuck you, pay me. And so if you want to enter that system, when you see that, all I ask you is just be aware of the consequences and deal with the consequences as it comes. What you think about that, BOA?
Man, I tell guys on my channel, man, I'm just gonna be honest with you. Man, you're a fool if you do that in this society.
Man.
Like, you just a fool, bro. You can't win. Like, as good as it's gonna be, as good as it feels, good as it seems like it is, the odds are that it's going to end. And when it does end, you are not going to get the best end of that deal.
Right.
Like, it just doesn't make sense to do it in this society. I tell guys all the time, you want to do it, man, go to another country and do it. Go to a country where they got to jump over the broom, or like, once this system and these laws get tied into it, and even when you do that, you can't bring it back here because you tie yourself right back into these marriage laws after a period of time here with it. So it just doesn't make sense, man. It's just a bad deal in this particular society, man. I understand your religious preferences and all that, man, but you got to understand, God don't want you to be no fool either.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So I wouldn't do it, bro. I mean, there's nothing that anyone can tell me that'll make me say, okay, yeah, you know what? Well, in your case, you ought to do it. And you can't not here, bro.
So we got some guys. We got the guys. So we got, like, over here in this red pill spectrum, we got like three sides. We got the hardcore red pill guys. We got the purple pill guys who, like, I want a family. And then we got the guys that's, like, right in the middle. Like, they want to stay red pill, but their natural instincts is to want a girlfriend, and they fighting hard to not go that purple pill route. They want to stay red pill. What's the best advice you get of those guys to fight that natural urge to want to settle down? It's in all of us to a certain degree. It's in you, it's in me. Me and you are better at fighting it than most guys. How you fight that urge, BOA, to not want to settle down with one woman? Like me, I'm just a slut, and I'm just a hoe. I don't have no great philosophical reason to not want to be one girl. I'm just a slut, and I just own it, right? I like a variety. That's just what it is. I don't want to sit up here and try to come up with no Nelson Mandela speech I'm just a slut. So for me, that's good. But for a lot of guys, they don't have that slut in them, and their natural inclination is to, go towards one woman. That's just their natural instinct. How should a guy, in your opinion, fight that natural instinct to go to getting let's just take wife out of it. Let's say a girlfriend.
Man, I think the more you build your life, the less likely you are to go that route, no matter how much you want to. Because you got to look at your life as wins and losses. Everything you built, all of those are wins. Now, when you bring a woman into it, you got to ask yourself, what kind of wins am I going to get with this woman, potentially? Or what kind of losses am I going to get with this woman, potentially? And I just think as you focus on building your life, you're never going to have enough time for a relationship, and you should never compromise anything that you're building or anything that you built to build a relationship with a woman. So you got to have time for a relationship, man. It takes time. For my biblical guys, even in biblical times when men took a wife, man, God told the people, hey, man, this man shouldn't be charged with war, and he shouldn't have to work for a year so he can cheer up his new wife. Even God knows how much time it takes to integrate a woman into a lifestyle where you control it. And I just think, man, the more you build, you're just not going to go, you're less likely to go that route. And another thing, one woman is just not going to satisfy you long term. Now, I ain't going to say, I'm a slut, like the brother AMS said, but I just don't see me having one woman. I know I'm going to need at least two. I know that for a fact. I mean, just for balance, I'm going to need two.
Mm-hmm.
So I think those guys are still holding on to a fantasy world, because if you think logically as a man,
Mm-hmm.
like logic just isn't going to tell you anyway that's a good decision.
Mm-hmm.
And I think you got to stay out of your feelings and stay in your mind, because if you let your feelings guide you into a relationship with a woman, bro, one come on, bro, how many women you think monogamous? They don't have to be.
Right.
Even if a woman ain't having sex with a bunch of men, she got a lot of options.
Mm-hmm.
No woman only has one option. I tell you that. So why would you put yourself in a situation to have one option? Won't make sense, man.
What I tell good, that was very good, Bill. I love that. What I try to tell guys heard me say they're all sluts, and guys don't really get what I'm saying in that when I say they're all sluts. What I'm basically saying is they're all hypergamous, and so by that fact alone, that they're all hypergamous, how can I love something or want to be with something? She is designed the first time, soon as she finds a guy that she perceives as higher value, whatever that is. Some women value money, some women value status more, some women value looks more. Whatever the situation is, soon as she meets a guy that she perceives as having more value than me, she is designed naturally from Mother Nature, designed to do what's in her best interest and monkey branch to the best value for her. How can I, in theory, even be with and love something that is designed by Mother Nature to survive? Women are a surviving mechanism. They're designed to survive, which means that they're going to do, hypergamy means a woman is hardwired to be cutthroat and do what's in the best interest of her, regardless of your feelings. And so how can I love and be with something like that? We men, we don't do that. Even if we meet a more beautiful woman, we'll keep our girl and fuck her too. So we'll cheat, but we ain't gonna just throw our girl to the side. Women are not hardwired that way. As soon as they see a guy, it'll start off as cheating, but as soon as they see that the guy would be more than just a fling with them, the higher value guy, they will come home and have that talk with you. We need to talk.
Yeah.
Cold-blooded. And so I tell guys like this here, all my purple pill guys that are watching this right now, as much as your girl loves you or claims she loves you, as soon as she ran into a guy that she perceives, and understand when I say that, it's not always money. So every woman doesn't put money at the top of the food chain. Some women value, looks. Like some women will. You can make a lot. Y'all guys seen that movie Casino, where the guy who had all the money and she running around here sleeping with that bomb. I know some of y'all guys think that's just a movie, but I know BOA can speak to this. I've seen situations like that in real life where women would take money from a guy who has money and come and spend it with the bomb. So it's not always, when I say higher value, a guy who makes more money. That's not necessarily true. A woman, if you make more money, a woman will leave you for another guy that got her mind wrapped and he makes 30 grand a year and you make 300. I'm telling y'all guys, I know y'all probably don't believe that, but I'm telling you, all women are not hardwired to just, the money is at the top of the food chain for them. I'm letting y'all guys know. I know y'all don't believe me. You'll just see in your life. I'm telling you, I done had women with me in that basement that I know could have picked guys who made more money than me, and they was with me in that goddamn basement. So I know this firsthand. But the point being is, I just can't love something that's hardwired like that, BOA. What you think about that?
Man, I view it exactly the same, man. Mm-hmm. And one thing you pointed out, man, that I think guys overlook. Mm-hmm. Women don't care about your feelings. Mm. Like they don't care about your feelings.
Right.
So the more you love her, the more of a trap you set for yourself to have an expectation of her that she's never going to meet.
Right.
Like she is going to do what suits her best. And not because she's mean or nasty or anything.
Right.
It's just instinct.
Right.
It's just her female instinct that's going to say, that's better for me, and I'm going there.
Right.
Nothing you can do about it.
Right.
Nothing. So you got to understand that if you're going to give a woman something, you got to give her something that you can manipulate her into reciprocating.
Right.
And feelings isn't that thing. And I'm telling you, brothers, When you think of, man, one of the baddest chicks I had, my top two, man, used to come to my crib and sleep with me on an air mattress, man. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I mean, listen, I'm talking about used to come, man, and being that, give me the wifey treatment, man.
Right.
Blow up mattress.
Right.
You understand what I'm saying?
Right.
So
Yeah.
you guys got to understand, man, that a woman, you think about a woman's background. Let's say a woman has some psychological issues in her past. Not necessarily she ain't nuts, but she has some emotional issues from her past when she was growing up. If you're that man that caters to whatever that is, you could be, I'm talking about straight up hardcore red pill, and that may be the thing she needs. Man, she'll leave a man that's, I'm talking about sitting on all kind of money. You know what I'm saying? Because a woman needs what she needs at that particular time, and nothing else matters.
So we got, all of us guys like me and you, we naturally don't want to go that route, purple pill and stuff like that. For the guys who want to leave a legacy, right, that don't want to, how can red pill men leave a legacy at BOA? Because, we hardwired to want to, our paternal instincts is hardwired to want to leave a legacy. How can guys who want to go that route, but they're red pill, leave a legacy?
Man, here's the thing about leaving a legacy. This society tells us that as men, we got to be in the house with the children every day. When you go back down through history, men were out all day, every day, hunting, going to war, gathering, conquering new territories, gone for weeks and months at a time sometimes, trying to find food or whatever. So it was never a time where men were at home all day, especially when they were young. And as a boy gets older, you take him with you on those excursions. So it was never a time where you had to just be in the house with the woman. That was never a time. Women were a community that did the things that were necessary for the small children, and the older boys went and just hung with the men and did those things. So, man, you can always have a legacy, and you don't have to have a damn wife to have a legacy, because technically speaking, she's not part of the legacy. The legacy is the seed that you plant. And here's the thing: you put yourself in a position where you're successful, and the woman views you as a valuable man, a high value man, high quality man. You have all the leverage in that situation. Now, if you just do dirty and you sit around playing Madden all day and you ain't getting no money and trying to figure out that, now you don't need to be trying to. You ain't creating a legacy. You ain't got no legacy. But if you put yourself in a powerful situation in your life, man, then you control that dynamic, and you don't have to worry about none of this child support and all that, man. Man, I got a son now, man. There is nothing that my son ever needs that he can't get. There's just nothing. And I mean, his mom sings my praises. You understand what I'm saying? It's just one of those things, because in that scenario, if I go to Africa, I take him to Africa with me. If I go spend a month in California, I take him to California with me. Of course, when school's out. But, it's one of those things, man, where, you have to dominate every situation in your life, and you don't have to compromise how you do that. And stop listening to a society that is geared toward squashing out masculinity and making men feminine for 50 years. Like, whatever this society says is normal, you should do the opposite anyway. So don't think you got to have a wife, man, to leave a legacy, because when you think about this, AMS, most marriages end in divorce anyway. So you're gonna end up not being with the woman anyway. So just cut yourself out of paying alimony and paying her attorney's fees and dealing with all the emotional turmoil and mental strain of going through a divorce with a woman that probably in court lying on you. Eliminate that. Find a woman you would marry and tell her the situation. Just tell her how it is. I'm ready to have a child. She gonna see you about your business. You built something. Everyone want to have a child with a man who's built something. Don't let him fool you.
Absolutely, brother. So you brought up something right there, and I really wanted to ask you about. You brought up the high value man, which is all us dating coaches got a different interpretation of what's a high value man. My man Kevin done blew that word up. What's your definition of a high value man, brother?
Man, I think it encompasses more than just one aspect of manhood. You know what I'm saying? Because I know some guys who got plenty of paper, man, and they soft tissue with women. Like, I think the value starts with yourself as a man. Okay, who am I as a man? And you build that person, build that man, and that's who you battle the world with. Like, I battle the world with BOA. Everybody who knows me will come on my platform and tell you that, hey man, this is just how he is. Women, men, everybody. This is just how we have. I always been this way? No, but none of us have always been the way we are. We grow and we tear down and rebuild as we go along. But for the past 20, 25 years or so, maybe 20 years, past 20 years, oh yeah, this is who I am. This is who I built myself into. And once you build that man, everything else just increases your value. So you have financial value. You have health is wealth value. You have relationship value as opposed to where can you go? You come to my city, we go down to the Chamber of Commerce meeting, and we go, you want to build something in my city, I take you in personally. We go talk to the mayor. You understand? Like, that's power. You know, that's high value in my community. That's high value. So I think you just, you never stop increasing your value. So I think it encompasses more than one thing. But one thing I will tell you that KS says, money is certainly a part of it.
Yeah.
Certainly a part of it, man.
Right. It definitely is. This is the thing. If I feel like with the high value man, I feel like if we're talking about somebody else's perspective of you, I think money is heavy in there. I think if you're talking about yourself, I think it's a mindset. And I say it like this. Like, I thought I was high value when I was in the basement. And I'm going to explain what I mean by that. I felt like I was entitled to beautiful women even when I was in the basement. I didn't feel like, oh, well, I'm in this basement. And so, I only should be entitled to 7s. I felt like I was entitled to 9s and 10s then. And I simply base that off of this right here. Because when we talk about high value man and high value woman, we're predominantly talking about our sexual market value. If we want to go into other dynamics on, the builders of worlds and stuff like that, we can say that discussion for another day. But when we primarily talk about this high value man dynamics, we're basically talking about a man's sexual market value in the dating world as how we talking about it. And when I was in the basement, I still felt like I was entitled to the best women simply on the fact that I knew that all women don't put money as their top thing. I know that if you break it down, you're going to have a lot of women who are big on personality. Like, they love a man that can say the right things and stimulate their mind, or sapiosexuals, right? And then you got some women who are just big on physical attraction, right? And I give my guys a case in point on this. I'm watching the show Married at First Sight, and there's a guy on there who makes $175,000 a year, and the woman can't get past that she's not attracted to him. Despite him making $175,000 a year, which is a good salary for Atlanta. It's not like he was in New York or California. He was in Atlanta. And the woman could not get past the fact that she did not find him attractive. And that's why I go to tell you guys that when you get to making $250,000 or $300,000, you're going to find that you still can't get all the women like you thought you would when you were broke. And the point I bring this up, and this is why I say it's mindset, it's an abundance mindset, is how I put my value on a high value man mindset, because you got guys in the world who make $1 million a year and they're in scarcity. And these are the guys, a lot of the guys who follow us, these are not all basement dwellers. Some of these guys who follow us, you see the super chats. These are not guys who make $5 an hour. Some of these guys who follow us make good money and they're still struggling with women. And quote unquote, they supposed to be high value men. And so by that theory alone, if primarily money made you a high value man, by that theory, these guys would be doing better than what they is. But what they haven't developed is they haven't developed the mindset of abundance. And so I think that the mindset of abundance is what makes a man high value. And this is and the thing about abundance is that when you understand abundance, you understand that every guy is not going to like you. Every girl is not gonna like you, and you're cool with that. I'm cool that every content creator in the manosphere might don't like me, and that's cool. Some of you guys done watch my content, and you don't like it because I'm too vulgar, and that's cool. I'm not finna stop cussing. Fuck you. Get your ass off my goddamn page. Don't come back. I'm not changing who I am because this is who I am. This is how I talk, and I understand that. I understand that a lot of guys, I probably would appeal to a bigger audience if I cut the cussing down. I'm not gonna do it. This is who I am. Fuck you, right? That's how my mindset think. And for women, I understand that when I approach a woman, that I might not be her particular preference, and I'm cool with that. That doesn't take away from me. So in closing, what I'm trying to say is, I think that you're not a high value man until you are in the mindset of abundance and could accept that in this world, some women are gonna like you, some are not. Some guys are gonna like you, some are not. The bottom line, and whether you make money or not, is not going to change that fact if you don't get in the mindset of abundance. Because if that was true, all the guys who have money, they would not be struggling with women. We know that not to be true. We know that not to be true. We know that some of the guys who struggle the most are the guys who make the most money, and they're still struggling. You had these guys who did these pickup PUA camps, and these PUA camps was not cheap. You know, 5-10 grand, right, for a PUA camp. These are guys that quote unquote make money, and yet they're paying an arm and a leg to go to a PUA camp. And so this just proves the point that money won't change your mindset. You have to change your mindset. Now, what's your perspective on that, BOA?
Man, you know, when I'm talking to my guys, man, I call it the difference between self-confidence and stuff confidence. Mm-hmm. If you don't have self-confidence, self-confidence is fleeting because you show up and you hope that the stuff impresses the woman. Or what the woman is used to seeing stuff. And I'm gonna be honest with you, you know this just like I do. The more you climb the financial ladder, you start to just come across women who are used to what you got. It's just par for the course. Like you pull up to an event you're invited to, and everybody riding clean. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
You thinking, man, I'll get one of those. That thing fresh.
Right.
So you know, and so it gets to the point where you come around women where the stuff confidence don't work no more. You got to present your personality, who you are to a woman, and you got to do it in a way that exudes confidence, because there are some men in that room that's confident as hell. So that self-confidence, man, I tell my guys all the time, you can win the lottery, but if you don't have self-confidence, you'll blow through all your money trying to buy confidence, trying to buy enough confidence to make a woman think you have value. And I tell guys all the time, women don't value the stuff you have. They value that the stuff you have represents what you can get them. Beyond that, they don't care what you have. They want to ride in your car clean. They don't want, I guarantee you, they don't want to pay the maintenance on it. But none of that. So guys don't understand, man, that self-confidence is called self-confidence because it has to come from within yourself. Right. There's something in yourself you have to find and cultivate. And if you don't do that, man, you're going to be one of them guys paying $10K, man, to go to a PUA camp and leave there, still can't get no bras. Right. And you out of 10 grand. Right,
exactly. At the end of the day, man, you got to develop that mindset. But shout out to our brother Kevin Samuels, man. We love Kevin Samuels, man. So if y'all, that's our brother. So we ain't talking shit. That's our brother. Sure. That's our brother. So you know these little pussy ass motherfuckers, man. That's our brother, guys. So don't even try it. I just think that the mindset has to come. And this is the thing and this is a good point. A lot of times guys develop that abundance if they get their paper straight. And not all the time, because like I said, some guys don't. But a lot of you guys, you get more in abundance. Money push you more in abundance if you feel better about yourself, which a lot of men put their value financially. You know, it's just the way it is. A lot of men just program from society to put a lot of our value as in what we can buy and stuff like that. Let me talk about this, BOA, because I know you was a big proponent. You was on my side on the choosing signal, the debate and things like that. And we don't even want to start this debate no more. We got ugly, man. You know what? I'm just gonna go to the next one. You know what? I ain't gonna even get on that. We done moved past that. But I don't even feel like starting that shit again, man.
Man, that thing got ugly.
Oh
Boy.
man, oh man. So I see. I follow you on Instagram, brother. Shout out to your Instagram. And you made a post. I think it was a day or yesterday, and you was talking about a woman should contribute financially to the situation and stuff like that. Right there. How much of a financial burden do you think the woman should bring into the dating or the courtship?
Man, I'm not such a big proponent of the woman, kind of taking care of the financial burden of things.
Uh-huh.
I don't require it, but I give a woman a check mark if she volunteers.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Because it's more of a mindset for a woman to say, okay, I want him to know that I bring value. And they don't even have to be that big. Man, we could pull up somewhere, man, and she can say, well, don't worry about it. I got, she going to tip the valet, or she going to, just something, just small things to let me know that she's engaged in the process.
Right.
Now, if a woman getting paper with me, my preference is college girl. Because for one thing, I know I ain't finna marry no college chick because she don't have the mindset to be a wife. She had a mindset to run a business, which is two different mindsets.
Right.
I mean, I ain't finna marry nobody anyway, but you know what I'm saying? I ain't no way I'm gonna put that type of woman even anywhere close to that scenario. But so when it comes to what type of financial things she should bring, man, I have to know how she can benefit what I'm doing.
Right.
Like she's got to be able to benefit it some kind of way. So with those women with degrees, more times than not, now I avoid women with degrees in psychology because I'm gonna be on with they nuts and they find themselves trying to secretly psychoanalyze you and things, man. So I don't even want to deal with that foolishness. But a woman with any other degree, I can find a way for her to benefit me, man. She can have a degree in business. She can have a degree in accounting. She can have a degree in some other financial field. She can have a degree in electronics, communications.
Right.
Whatever it is, I can find a benefit for it. So I try to employ women that are on my team in my business to make them feel a part of it. So you ain't got to worry about them being nosy trying to figure that out because they're a part of the process. And a woman's less likely to mess up something when she's working for it. Women only value what they work for and what they pay for, nothing else. So if you put her in that situation, but as far as like, I'm just to the point now, man, where, because I ain't finna take care of no broad anyway. So, I mean, what she brings to the table financially, man, it just has to be a contribution to what I'm doing. And I need her work ethic and her information gathering ability more than her
not so much of money.
Yeah, not so much of money.
Okay, good. Because the thing is with me is first thing I want you guys to understand that in your interaction with a woman, your goal is to keep her in a feminine energy. If she ever starts to get towards that masculine energy, she's not going to be pleasant to be around. And when you start asking a woman to financially pay for things, and BOA was saying he wanted to contribute other ways, which I totally agree with that. And financially, because once you start asking a woman to pay her, the financial, the energy, the feminine energy out of her starts to lead, and she starts to enter a masculine state. And as men, as far as checking a woman, that's gonna keep her feminine. Because this is the thing, women are like kids. They want you to make them behave. They got like the mind of like a 5-year-old, and it's like they want you to make them behave. Because women can be wild and do immature stuff, and like a woman to do something like this. Like say she got $500 in her savings account for a rainy day, she'll take that whole $500 and go to the mall on a whim and spend it on a splurge. And as a man, we have to be more rational than that. And so a woman wants a man that can keep her in check and keep her in that feminine energy. And I just think that when you start asking a woman to open her pocketbook, it starts to put her in the leadership role. Like I tell guys like this here, I want a woman to contribute because I don't want her to think that, she's the prize, because at that very moment, if I'm doing everything, I'm putting her back in that energy of she's the prize because I do everything. So I purposely make my girls cook for me as though you're bringing something to the table, but you're not spending your money. And so I don't want you to feel like you're the prize, because if I do that, if I pay for everything and you do nothing but open your legs, then I'm coming across as a beta male provider. So I want you to know that you have to do something to bring to me besides opening your legs. So that's why I have my girls cook. So some of you guys, make your girl do something. That way she knows she's earning you too. Because if it comes across that she's the prize and you're paying for everything and she does nothing but sleep with you, in that way you're still making her the prize. What you think about that, BOA?
Man, I agree with you 100%. And here's the thing, it's going to just make it that much easier for a man who places one little demand on her. Like, women want you to place demands on them. Like, they want to feel like they got to do this or else. Don't ask me why, they just how they're wired. If you give them an opportunity to not do anything, they're not going to do anything. You have to put her in a position where she knows, okay, these are the things you need to do. If you don't do these things, it's going to be a problem. And you might have to, I'm not brutal. I'm not brutal with women by any means. But if a woman does something stupid, I will let her know. You just did something stupid. You know that, right?
Right.
Like, I mean, you around me. I'm too damn smart for you to be doing stupid things like that. Like, I make her cognizant of everything she does that she shouldn't be doing, because women have, not only do they have a one-track mind, just imagine having a one-track mind but thinking about 50 things. Right. So that means you got a 50-track mind, but when you're thinking about one thing, you can't think about anything else. Right. Like, that's how women's minds function. So you got to always, it's almost like cracking a whip on her, man. You got to make sure she's paying attention to what she need to be doing. And so like Brother AMS said, you got to have her doing something. I'm about to start doing, some content on location, at some fly spots. Man, have a woman out there holding my camera, man, follow me around, teach her how to use that gimbal and have her follow me around, being my videographer. Like, she got to do something in order for me to feel like she's bringing value. Because get between her legs, I mean, I'm going to be honest with y'all. At this point, man, I turn down more sick than I get.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Exactly. All right. So moving past women, brother, you are big on investments. You made one post on Instagram. You said, first I work for the money, then I make it work for me. I had never heard that before. That was brilliant. Where you said that, you showed a little picture, snapshot of, I think it was, you invested like 26 G's in this. I can't remember what the investment was, but I said that was a brilliant saying. I never heard it. First I work for the money, then I make it work for me. Talk about, what led you to start investing and stuff, because there's something that's particularly lacking in our community that, we don't invest. We just, everything comes in, everything goes out. We don't make our money work for us. We don't have generational wealth. You doing this, BOA, by the time you retire and stuff like this, if you do it right and you invest, nobody behind you, none of your kids or grandkids should really have to work again. And this is what goes on in the other communities, well, somebody, the Rockefellers and, stuff like this, where those generations are straight, right? They're just straight all the way down. And we come up and we always pour, everything comes in. We don't take advantage of compound interest and stuff like that. Speak on what led you to investing, brother, and some of the things that you invest in.
Man, when I was a younger man and hustling, I never was Nino Brown, but I did get to a point, man, where I was netting $1,000 a day, which I was doing 30 G. I was doing 30 grand a month, netting 30 G's a month.
Right.
And man, I looked up, man, I had like 127,000, man, and I said, man, what I'm gonna do with it? Because I never was big on buying new cars then. I just dress up old school. Old school caddies were my thing, man. So I dressed up a few of them, man, and I ain't had nothing else to do, bro. And I was like, man, what can I do? Like, I didn't pay no taxes on the money. Couldn't trace it. They couldn't trace it. Like, I couldn't even invest in it. I couldn't even put a lot of money in the bank, man. So I was just sitting there, and I was like, I was the angriest. I was the angriest guy with over $100,000 you ever seen in your life, because I was just stuck with the money, man. I was like, all I can do is blow it. Right. And man, that was a bummer for me, man. I said, man, you know what? If I ever figure out a way to make this kind of money legit, man, I am gonna make it grow. I'm gonna make it grow, because that's all I want to do, man. But I don't want to open no detail shop and then like that, man, or then that everybody else was opening, man, hair salon and all that, man. So I said, you know what? I'm gonna do that. And so and along the way, man, I've come across a lot of guys, like you said, from other communities, man. Got a white partner now, man. He's like 60 now. And man, he started a vending company, man, for one machine 20 years ago. He didn't start the thing until he was like 40. And man, he started it, bro, and now, man, he getting it. I'm talking about, man, damn near his whole county, man, he got it on lock. I'm talking about scoring some millions a year on that thing, man.
Wow.
And he invested like a fool, man. And once we started making some money together, you know how it is, AMS. Right. Two guys can meet and they can be okay. But once they make some money together, there's a new respect for one another. This man here just showed me a way, to help solidify my family's future. Right. And there's a respect that sometimes turns into a genuine friendship. Right. And once I got to that point, man, those guys started letting me inside, man. And I was like, man, these guys, the money they make is the least amount of money that they flip, because they just make their money work, man. These guys, man, sitting on 10, 12, 13 million, and man, they got like maybe 50,000 in the bank. Right. All they got cash on hand is 50,000. Everything else is invested. Man, once they started showing me that, man, I said, man, you know what? I got to do this, man. So my first foray, what I really prefer to do is invest in businesses. Like find somebody with either a business that they're doing that, maybe they need a little bit of assistance with shoring up one end of it. I prefer to invest in those, man, and just watch those build and grow, because that's quick residual income where you can flip it and gain it and flip it and get it back. Investments in stock and things like that's a long-term investment. It's a long play. Right. And because I don't believe in that day. I don't do day trading. I'm saying I'm not sure I believe in it. Right. I don't do it because I don't know, man. I don't have the time to be sitting in there, man, trying to figure it out, on a whim like that. But what I did, man, I just, started listening to guys, man, who invest. Just guys I know, man. They're like, hey, man, this is a good one right here, man. You should invest in the recent AMC stock, man. The AMC movie stock. Somebody hit me up about that, man. I didn't go in as hard as I should have, because I was like, AMC? Man, people watch TV. People watch movies on their computer right now. But I went on and did it anyway, man, and it doubled. And 2 days later, the stock doubled. Now, it's come back down a little bit since then, but it's still up about 80% now. Right. No, not 80%, but it's up about 35% now. So no, it doubled. It doubled. Yeah, so it's up about 80% now. Right. And I'm just gonna hold it, man. I'm gonna stay there because I can wait till it get down to 60%, 50%, and cash out and still, you know what I'm saying, do good. Right. But so I just do that, man, and I just take a chance on it, bro, because I look at it like this: I can let the money sit, or I can take it to a casino, which don't make no damn sense, or I can try to flip it and make it do something. And so, man, I really, and now I'm to the point, I just go on energy, man. Like I spend an hour a day just looking at stock moves, man, looking at stock information, trying to get ahead of something. Because I was telling guys before that Bitcoin thing got big, I was saying, man, if you didn't get in on Bitcoin before 30,000, don't get in. And guys was getting in at 45,000. Bro, you got in at 45,000, you in the red right now. That thing dropped down 37 last time I looked at it. You know what I'm saying? Guys were still talking about getting in at 50. Bro, what I found out about stocks, man, is once they go public like that, everybody should do this. The people that are gonna make money off of it already make money off of it at that point. So man, I just try to play it by ear, man. Now, do I win them all? Nah, man. I got one right now, man. Got me scared as hell, man. So you don't win them all, man. But so my thing right now is the stock market, man. You know what I'm saying? Right. And I listen to guys. I don't go about it like I know what I'm doing, because I know a little bit. I'm learning a little bit, but I don't know enough to. Like I don't even advise guys on what to invest in. Right. But I listen to my guys, the people that I trust, man. And if they say it's a go, I go for it, man. Because what you got to lose? You know what I'm saying? You got a little bit of money to lose. But what if what you didn't invest in pop off and you didn't invest in?
I'll talk to you.
Go ahead, bro.
I'll call you and talk to you. I know a lot about stocks. I'll call you. When we get through this, I'll call you, bro. I know a lot about it. I got one more thing I want to ask you, brother. So we got a lot of young men who are trying to become the best version of themselves, man, and grinding. But you've been 16, 17, 18. I've been 16, 17, 18. We get at that age. You get hard at the wind blow. They watching us and they trying to become the best version of themselves. But then they go out and Ashley and Nikki looking real good, bro. and you 16 with those hormones, how can a young man like that who listen to us, he want to stay focused? And it's easy for us to say we old, but we ain't got those 16, 17-year-old hormones like that, like we was. You know, we used, you know, we put holes in mattresses when I had guys kid me up telling some, hey man, how can I stop jacking off 5 times a day? I said, man, that just tell me you normal. When you 16, 17, I'll think something's wrong with you if you weren't jacking off 5 times a day. You ain't doing that no different than every man before you. Trust me, regardless of what they say, if you 16, 17, man, to just keep a clear head, you got to jack off 4 or 5 times a day. So don't worry about that. You know, we all done been through those sticky pages in the house. Did all that crap, man. So y'all young guys, man, y'all ain't doing nothing. Y'all ain't doing nothing that me and BOA ain't been through when we y'all age. But how can a man, when he's that age, and we telling him to stay focused, but Ashley and Nikki is looking so good, and you want to go that route? How can a man stay focused on his purpose and his passion in life and stay on path, bro?
Man, here's the thing, and let's be honest, man, and that's one of the biggest problems I have with, you know, this particular sector, man. You got men who don't have the same hormonal urges that 16, 17-year-old men have, man, and they want you to do what they do now.
Right.
When they weren't doing it at your age.
Exactly.
It's impossible to be, man, you're 16, 17 years old, man. You're talking about semen retention. Every young man who calls me, man, and says, man, I relapsed, man. I did semen retention, man. How long you did it for, man? I was on day 12, man. Listen, man, if you can't go over 12 days, man, don't torture yourself trying to do something that's not made for you to do at this point. Man, listen, and it hadn't even calmed down yet. It's going to get even worse before it gets better. Right. So what you got to do, man, you got to understand, it's okay for you to have urges, and it's okay for you to have a release, man. It's okay. Don't try to go the rest of your life, man, without jacking off, man. You're not going to be able to do it. And here's the thing. If you set your mind to, I'm a weak man if I ever jack off again in my life, all you're going to do is torture yourself. That's going to throw you off your purpose more than anything else. Because then you get down on yourself. You start telling yourself, man, I'm weak, man. I'm weak. I'm less than a man, man. And now you got 2 or 3 years that passed. You go from 16 to 19. It took you all that time to get off your own back for being the way some men that's 20 years older than you tell you ought to be. Focus on the things you need to focus on and understand you're not perfect. Don't try to be perfect. And never try to measure up to men who live 20, 30 years longer than you have, man. You can't do it. Exactly, you can't do it. You're torturing yourself. And any man who tells you that, his man should be ashamed of himself because he knows how hard it was for him when he was your age, man.
Exactly, bro.
I'm going to be honest with you, 16, 17, man, there's no way, man, I'll be right here telling my man I'm doing semen retention at 16, 17.
No way.
It's fool's gold, man.
No, bro. Well, BOA, man, I thank you, man, for coming through, dropping gems, bro. We went like an hour, almost an hour and a half. That's long for me. That's probably my longest interview, man. So appreciate you stopping through, bro, dropping gems. We love the work you putting in over there, man. You paid your dues, and now you over there eating like a big dog, man. I like stories like that, man, to show guys that, man, if you stay grinding. Some of you guys are on a business right now, and you've been 2 years, 3 years in, and you really ain't seeing the results that you want to, see. BOA is a perfect example of just keep plugging, stay grinding, your day will come. Kevin Samuels, guys. Some of y'all guys see Kevin Samuels now. Y'all have guys, Kevin Samuels been over here plucking around for years. I've been on YouTube now 3.5 years. Kevin Samuels grinding way before I even came to YouTube, and he just popped. So y'all guys just got to understand, man. Put that time in, put that grind in, man. Your day coming. Thank you for stopping through, BOA, man. Talk to you later.
No doubt, brother, man. Appreciate you having me through, man. And hey, hit me up about them stocks too, man.
I'm finna call you right now, bro. I'm gonna call you right now. All right, bro. Be good. All right, peace, fellas.